This is the Fan Connection podcast where we talk all things sports entertainment. We're your hosts. I'm Royce Michaels.
And I'm Devin Steele.
Let's get right into it.
So we start things off with the Raw July 1st episode. Jey Uso and Chad Gable, they came out with a segment. It's broken up pretty quickly by the White Six, and slowly, we see every member eventually again. Chad Gable runs away, and we get another VHS tape.
Yeah, Chad Gable brought attention to the fact that Jey Uso stole the Fireflies.
Yep, he pretty much called him out.
Yeah, Jey Uso bolted as soon as the music crash happened and everything, and that little piano key started tapping. I didn't even see Jey Uso run. He disappeared so
Dude,
quickly.
that man's got to be faster than Usain Bolt.
But every escape for Chad Gable was blocked by another member of the Wyatt Six, and it forced him to jump the barricade and disappear into the crowd. And I think that's pretty crazy. I think that's nothing but confirmation that the Wyatt Six will be at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and
And I
in the
also
Money in the
think
Bank
as
match.
well, they're gonna have something to do. They're gonna kidnap Gable. I'm just gonna think. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, there could be some straight up abduction that happens.
So we move on to the Xavier Woods defeats Karrion Cross thing, and we're gonna move on to the Liv Morgan defeats Zelina Vega thing because we do not
Ooh,
care.
yeah, we do not care.
I'm pretty sure we're all sick of Karrion Cross and Xavier Woods. So just next.
And,
Anyway, Liv Morgan defeats Zelina Vega. It was a title match. It was pretty alright. Dirty Dom would eventually get in there. He had to. He tried to help Zelina threw her a chair, and then she murdered him, and she lost the match.
it's so dumb. Zelina does not like Dominic. The LWO does not like the Judgment Day. It's like she's not going to accept help from you. He did nothing. He just did the same thing he did when Becky Lynch was wrestling Liv Morgan. He just made it. He gave Liv Morgan an opportunity to win.
Right.
I'm starting to feel like this is no longer an accident.
This is all of purpose, man.
It's no longer an accident. And slowly but surely, I think Liv Morgan is making her way into the Judgment Day, and she might even be making Damian Priest's way out.
Yeah, we may get a Mommy 2.0 or a Liv Mommy, if you will. Moving on, Finn Balor pretty much got Damian Priest really hot on the next segment when him and Seth freaking Rollins they were switching words, and then he had said something about Damian Priest not saying that he did not really need the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day needed him. So Finn Balor came out there and was like, trying to get some things going, and then Damian Priest did not like that, so he took things into his own hands.
Yeah, Finn Balor.
This segment for me, I needed more out of Seth Rollins. To be honest, I was kind of a little disappointed in it.
Yeah, but I mean they're moving into the Money in the Bank. As far as Finn Balor goes, like he was kind of crying. He was saying it's like why would you say that, man? And he jumped Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest didn't want him to. He's like, you've changed, bro. And then Dominic's like, you're just like my dad, and
Yeah,
stuff. It just seems like they're getting fed up with Damian, and then in turn he's going to turn around and say he doesn't need the Judgment Day. I just smell that Damian's going to be a singles competitor soon. I hate to keep
yeah.
repeating myself.
It might be best for him too.
But at Seth Rollins, I'm thinking he's probably gonna win the world heavyweight and then go on to SummerSlam to face Gunther.
Yeah, I'm also keeping that prediction as well because I mean I just see Seth and Gunther making more sales than anyone else right now. But then we get our last Money in the Bank qualifying match for Raw is Zoe Stark, and she beat Avinal and Dakota Kai. I actually thought Avinal was going to win because she was the youngest competitor out of the three. But
I
I mean, we did say Zoe Stark did need to do something, so we can check that one off our list.
I guess, bro. Uh,
I mean, that's about it on her, you know.
yeah, I really didn't know who was gonna win this match. I didn't know who the right pick to win this match was. I think they just needed somebody who wasn't doing anything to kind of take a spot.
Right, and plus, I like out of all the women in the match, I think Zoe Stark might actually be on the veteran side of experience because I mean, she's wrestled other places too, you know.
Now, and as much as we want to
So
talk crap and say something about Zoe Stark, I'm sure she'll have a good spot or two in the match as well. Like she'll do some kind of crazy power move.
yeah, because I mean, her finisher is the Z360, and it's off the top rope, so she does it off the ladder, dude. I mean, that's going to be a highlight.
I think she'll have a spot in the match at least, and so I'm not crying about it. I'm just saying she really doesn't belong in the match, but it's okay.
And then right after that match, Michael Cole tells us that we finally get the VHS tape to play. So we get another 1v1 interview with Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. Slowly to realize we were right about he is both personalities.
And so I guess Uncle Howdy is going to like he or it's like maybe Uncle Howdy has to manipulate Bo Dallas in order to like act right. Like maybe Bo Dallas has to be on the same page as Uncle Howdy or something.
Yeah,
It
that
definitely
makes sense to
seems
me.
like they're
There's some,
discussing what to do next, right?
or maybe even like Uncle Howdy might be the broken side of Bo Dallas since Wyatt's death. You know, I could see that being the thing too.
I think that's the idea of it is Bray Wyatt dying like made Bo Dallas like turn crazy or whatever.
Right.
He's basically just saying he's like I don't want people to forget about Bray Wyatt, and it's like trust me, bro. I don't think anybody's forgot about him. Um, anyway though, he was talking about the Wyatt Six. He's like I've molded them all like they were clay in my hands. I made them what they are. And Uncle Howdy's like, "You think you're special?" and all this kind of stuff. Basically, Bo Dallas said this is what he was destined to do, and I'm like he said like Bray Wyatt. He's like, like Bray Wyatt pretty much had to not be here so this could happen.
Right. And he pretty much told us, he gave us an insight on, he didn't really tell us who they were, but he gave us an insight on who the people were because he said there were people that were thrown away and like people
Forgotten
that,
about.
yeah, like people that that everybody done forgot about. So that gives you a kind of a small, like you can look back and think, and like maybe kind of picture who they would be.
But I guess we'll see what Uncle Howdy has in store for us, man. That I feel like this is kind of the issue with a lot of Bray Wyatt inspired stuff is it just gets so cryptic. It's like it's kind of hard to be on the same page about it.
Yeah, I got you on that too. But I think they might have something to do in the Money in the Bank match, like we said earlier. So we'll see what they have in store. Rey Mysterio defeated Dirty Dom. Ray Ray's 3-0 against his boy.
I'm not surprised.
I
I
mean,
don't know who asked for the WrestleMania rematch. I wouldn't. I'm not complaining. I guess I just I didn't really expect to see that on Raw.
yeah. And it really I mean, it was an okay match, but it wasn't it didn't lead to the hype that like when I first heard, oh, they're father and son again. It wasn't it wasn't as big of a pop this time.
It was decently entertaining though. It was just to get Dom and Liv on TV more than anything, and to continue Judgment Day and LWO, these factions like kind of feuding and stuff. It's completely fine, completely decent TV. And I think we need to make note that Dominic Mysterio like fell on top of Liv Morgan, and she was like trying to hold him down and stuff. Like she didn't want him to get up. It's like this stadium's full, lady. you know,
Yeah,
and we're in the middle of it. It's like I've got to get up. Sorry,
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
but yeah, Dom ended up losing the match off of that sort of thing.
Moving into the next match is or the next segment actually is Braun Breaker broke Sami Zayn in half. They had a decent segment. I enjoyed the build, and we may see a new champ at Money in the Bank in Braun Breaker.
Slowly but surely, dude. Every time Braun Breaker is on TV, I'm like, oh man, it's like, what are we in for? His spears look so good. He's so athletic. I mean, the dog barks are fun to do. Um, it's like, what's not to like about Braun Breaker right now? Like, he's gotten over organically, like so quickly. He's got so much momentum.
Yeah, Breaker's the next IC champion, I think.
Sami Zayn, you know what I mean? Is like, Sami Zayn was trying to tell him, like, you're not as good as you think you are. You're not as smart as you think you are. And Sami is the veteran. Like, he's got all the experience. He beat Gunther, for crying out loud.
Right.
Um, but I'm not sure Sami Zayn is ready for Braun Breaker.
So we might have them dogs barking. Moving on though, we had our last men's qualifying match. It was our main event. Drew McIntyre defeated Sheamus and Ilya Dragunov. This match was a banger. I figured Drew would win. It leaves room for either him to do something in the Money in the Bank or CM Punk to screw him over. That's how I seen it going down.
Now, correct me if I'm
I didn't
wrong,
see
but
Sheamus or Dragunov making it into the match, you know?
yeah, I was just gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Sheamus already in a qualifying match? I could have swore he already competed for a spot in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and he didn't win. You might be right. Maybe that was just like guys that didn't like. No, because Ilya didn't have a match for.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know how they got that last one. Just because Drew McIntyre wanted a match, I guess.
I may be mistaken. Um, but I could have swore he did compete for a spot in the Money in the Bank
He
already.
may have, bro. Because I mean, he's had a few matches since he's been back. So like, I don't know for
Honestly,
sure.
I would have been happy with any of the three, but I think just in interest of continuing the CM Punk storyline, of course, Drew McIntyre was going to win.
Yeah, we need DM Punk in that Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
Moving into our SmackDown, it's July 5th episode. That's like fresh on the dome. We kick things off with every man that's a part of the Money in the Bank match, and they're all like cutting their little promos. And Drew McIntyre comes out, and I don't know why he was being the way he was
Dude, he
being,
was
but
being racist. He's just being straight up
he,
racist. That's not a
he came
promo,
off
Drew. That's not a promo.
so sideways.
That's not a
Like
promo at all.
he just came out and was being mean.
Yeah, he said L idiot. He told Jey Uso to go over the border.
He's
It's
like,
like
how did you even get over
he's
here?
like, I'm Samoan, bro.
It's like I didn't know Samoans weren't allowed in Canada. That's a
Yeah,
new one on me.
that's so crazy, bro. But yeah, basically
But you
everybody was
know,
squabbling, saying, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win. I feel like they do this for these big matches like Elimination Chamber and Money in the Bank and stuff like that, where these
yeah.
guys just kind of brawl it out. It's just like a little teaser. It's to get everybody to be like, wow, I can't wait to see the match, right?
Or like, oh, I don't know who's gonna win. You know.
But all in all, a pretty good opening segment. And Drew
Yeah, it
McIntyre,
was
he
pretty
really
decent.
did come out there spitting.
He shut them all down, man.
And in the end, there was like LA Knight and Jey Uso kind of teamed up to beat Drew McIntyre down after he cleared house. And so I'm really just ready, man. I'm ready for Saturday, and we're gonna see who wins the briefcase.
Right. Moving into our next match on SmackDown, or our first match actually. Street Profits defeat Pretty Deadly. That was a still match, and it was just a filler.
It's just classic tag team action, filling up some TV time. I believe Pretty
Which
Deadly was coming back from some kind of hiatus. I don't know if they were coming back from injury or if they were doing something or if they went to developmental. I'm not really sure. I don't keep up with Pretty Deadly. But they come back and lost to the Street Profits, so they're just as good as I remember.
right, and that leads us on into our next match with Bianca and Jade defeat Indy and Candice LeRae. And that was like pretty much the same thing as the men's, like it was kind of stale. It was just a filler. And
Hmm.
then Bianca and Jade said they want their titles back.
Practically, I mean, it was just a match to build up a rematch for the tag titles, I think. Um, Candice LeRae, and let's see, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Did we really expect them to go over Bianca and Jade in a singles match?
De- Definitely not.
I mean, it's just standard tag team action. Like I said, they're filling TV time, and it's the last SmackDown before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. They're saying, "Let's get to Saturday, guys. Come on."
And then our next match, we get the women's champion Bailey defeating Piper Niven because she had to get some get back. She had to do something because Piper Niven jumped her earlier in the evening that we didn't talk about because we wanted to save it for the match. But Bailey won, and I mean I think they're just setting up Chelsea Green to have a good spot for the Money in the Bank or something maybe.
I think they're trying to make Bailey look powerful against bigger women as well, because
Because she's gonna,
she's meant to face Nia Jax at SummerSlam, and if I'm being completely honest, bro, I don't care. I don't think the
yeah,
10
because
year old
after,
girls in the crowd care. Everybody just is
yeah,
wondering where Roman Reigns is. Nobody's thinking about Bailey or Nia Jax. It's like they're not getting my attention. Not even since Nia won Queen of the Ring. It's like, oh boy, I can't wait for SummerSlam so I can see the women's fucking title match between Bailey and Nia Jax. I'm just not that entertained. I'm sorry.
plus Nia Jax got beat up by Me Chim with a kendo stick.
And that's so crazy, bro. It's like, do we need another Nia Jax and Michin like moment where she's slipping on T like 6 times backstage?
And getting beat up with a kendo stick. Like it's just not,
The
like
Queen of
she
the
doesn't
Ring's
seem.
getting beaten up by a woman on the roster that has not won like a single match since she debuted.
Yeah, she's getting buried, bro.
She's just been jobbed out, and then she comes out and whoops the Queen of the Ring. Nia Jax was just softening Bailey up. I mean, they're I hope going into SummerSlam they can put Bailey and Nia on TV some more and try to get something going, because I just don't feel any chemistry between the two at all either.
Yeah, I really don't either, man. Moving into our next segment, though, we get Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes out there for a segment talking about the match for Money in the Bank, and Cody had a little segment. Randy Orton pretty much just said the match would end with an RKO, and then KO pulled a different side of KO. Like he actually talked on the mic a little bit and told us he was dealing with some stuff with his mom and everything. And I know the possibility of him hearing this is probably slim to none, but if he is, I feel you, buddy. And like I'm praying for that.
Yeah, it's very like heartfelt promo, like a very that sometimes the best moments on TV are real, and
Yeah,
I
and I
just
could
a
tell
lot of
Randy Orton's
sympathy, a
face.
lot of sympathy for
Yeah,
me.
Randy Orton's face told it all. As soon as like KO got the mic and he was about to talk because he talked last, Randy looked at him and like that's when I knew something. Like he was finna say something different because like the way Randy Orton looked at him, I was like, dang, like what's happening?
Yeah, that's definitely not KO's usual thing. He's usually just like, I want to fight somebody, you
And then
know.
like throws the mic or something.
But a lot of sympathy from us and our condolences and well wishes. Ready for Money in the Bank though. Bloodline,
Oh yeah, for sure.
KO, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, ought to be a good match. And if it's anything like their brawl on last SmackDown, bro, if it goes all over the arena, it should be pretty crazy. Should be really good
Yeah,
TV.
it's gonna. I feel like it's got potential, bro. And then skimming on down to our main event, skimming on down to our main event, dude. We got new tag team champions.
And it's about time, dude. That's the first time they defended those belts and they lost them.
But guess what? We have new tag team champions all the way around.
Exactly, yeah. The Judgment Day
Judgment Day. Yep.
and now DIY.
Yep.
And,
And
and
that's
honestly,
crazy too, man.
it was only a matter of time for DIY. We've been saying this, bro, that they were next. And the A-Town Down
Yeah,
Under, I don't think they are as over as DIY and stuff like that. I just think it was time, man. It's been a little overdue, if you ask me.
and I slowly think my prediction's coming true. They're setting up Grayson Waller versus Austin Theory. That's gonna be a banger, dude.
Yeah, they should tear the house down.
But as of the podcast, that's about it, guys. Like, we don't really have any other sports news for now because we've had so many things to work on. We've had SmackDown, Raw, the Money in the Bank's coming up tomorrow. Like, we just got we have a lot of things to get done. So we'll work on the other things in sports entertainment on our next podcast.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Uh, Comment, like, subscribe. Let us know. Give us some feedback. Help us out with the algorithm. And we've started making shorts and stuff too now. So if anyone would rather watch short form content, we're gonna try to keep things going. Made a TikTok account. I'm gonna try to link that somewhere. Uh, but as far as the world of WWE goes, the Fan Connection podcast is out of here.